Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something really special, a beautiful secret, really, for finding stability when it feels like life is always shifting right under our feet. Oh, and before we really get into it, if you're looking for a little more inner peace in your life, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for Heart City. We're creating this little sanctuary of calm here, and we'd absolutely love for you to join us. So let me ask you something. Have you had that feeling lately? You know the one, that kind of dizzying sense that everything is just moving all the time, like the ground you're standing on isn't quite solid. Yeah, it's a feeling that so many of us are familiar with, isn't it? It feels like we're living in this world of just constant, nonstop change. And honestly, it can leave you feeling a little anxious, kind of lost at sea. I mean, think about it. One day you're a student, and then blink, you're an intern, then a team lead. You might become a partner, maybe a parent, and then suddenly you're the one taking care of your parents. Our roles in life, they're like these costumes we're just swapping out all the time. And our relationships, right? Friendships you swore would be there forever, sometimes just drift away. And then, out of nowhere, these amazing new people show up. The way we connect with our family, our partners, it's always evolving, always shifting, year after year. And oh, this one can be a tough pill to swallow. That huge career win you had? Yeah, that's already old news. The project you poured your absolute soul into flops. But then some little side thing you barely thought about suddenly takes off. It's just this constant, wild seesaw. Look, this isn't just a you thing. It's kind of the signature of modern life, isn't it? Our jobs expect us to pivot on a dime. Our online lives feel so important one second, and then just gone the next. It feels like we're all trying to build a house on shifting sand. But here's what's wild. This exact feeling, this deep unease, it's the very same thing that the great warrior Arjuna felt right there on the battlefield. He looked at everything around him and asked this huge question, is there anything at all that doesn't change? And to answer that incredibly deep question, his guide, Krishna, doesn't just give him a simple little pat on the back, no. He offers something almost magical. A riddle, a beautiful and powerful metaphor that's designed to completely change how we see everything. He looks at Arjuna and says, this world you see, this entire universe, it's an inverted tree. Just let that image sit with you for a second. A tree, but completely upside down. Okay, so let's break this down, because it is absolutely brilliant. Krishna explains that the roots of this giant cosmic tree, they're not down on the ground. They're up above, in the unseen, in the spiritual source of everything. That's where your purpose comes from, your intuition, that gut feeling, that connection to something bigger. And the branches, the leaves, the fruit, all the stuff we see and touch and worry about in our day-to-day lives, that's all growing downwards into the world we can see. So here's the kicker. We spend all of our energy taking care of the branches, right? Polishing the leaves. But we forget that the real life, the real nourishment, is coming from those roots that we can't even see. And then Krishna pulls the curtain back even further. He says, look, there are two parts to reality. There's the stuff that's always changing, that's the branches. And then there's the part of you that is the silent, unchanging witness to it all. But then, he says there's something even beyond both of those. And for the very first time, he gives it a name. He calls it Purushottama, which literally means the supreme self, the ultimate source that holds the entire universe together. Okay, I know what you're thinking. That sounds really big, maybe a little abstract. But Krishna, being the amazing guide he is, immediately brings it right back down to earth. He gives us a simple 3-step plan to find our own unshakable anchor, right in the middle of all our daily chaos. And the plan? It's just so beautifully simple. First, he says you have to understand and just accept the things that are supposed to change. Your job, your body, your moods, let them change. Don't fight it. Step 2, get to know that part of you, that quiet awareness inside, that just watches all this stuff happen without getting caught up in it. And step 3, make a conscious choice to stay connected, to stay anchored in that highest, unchanging source. Back to those roots we were talking about. And please, hear this, because it's so important. This isn't about checking out. It's not about running off to a cave and giving up on life. It's the exact opposite. It's about learning how to dance in the middle of a storm. It means you can love with your whole heart, you can work hard, you can experience everything life throws at you, but you just keep one little part of your awareness plugged into that deep, quiet, steady source. So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, Krishna lays out two very different paths we can choose. There's the path of what he calls uprooted fear, and then there's the path of rooted calm. And believe me, the difference between the two is, well, it's everything. When we're living from that place of fear, feeling all uprooted, every little change feels like a personal attack, doesn't it? Losing a job isn't just an event, it feels like a verdict on who you are. There's just this constant low-grade anxiety humming in the background. But when you're rooted, wow, the shift is huge. You just become steady. You can look at uncertainty and feel calm because you know your stability isn't based on what's happening out there. You find you're more compassionate with people because you're not desperately trying to protect yourself all the time. That inner panic, it just kind of melts away. Now, it's easy to hear this and think, okay, that's some nice ancient philosophy, but I honestly believe this wisdom has never, ever been more important than it is today, right now, in this crazy hyper-connected world where we're always supposed to be reinventing ourselves.
I mean, we are just flooded with messages telling us we need to hustle more, be more, become you 2.0 every single year. It's exhausting. But this wisdom, it's like this gentle, powerful sigh of relief. It says, hey, you don't need to reinvent yourself. You just need to remember. Remember that deep, eternal part of you that you're already connected to. You're already whole. You always have been.
And when you start to live from that place of remembering, the practical benefits are amazing. Seriously. Your decisions get so much clearer because they're not coming from a place of fear anymore. That nagging anxiety that's always in the background, it starts to quiet down. Your relationships actually get softer and warmer because you're not needing everyone else to tell you you're okay. Even your work, your effort, it starts to feel more peaceful and less like a frantic race. So, as we start to wrap this up, I'd love to leave you with a little something to think about. Maybe later today, find a quiet moment and just gently ask yourself, what part of my life feels the most shaky right now? Where am I trying to find my security in the branches instead of the roots? And hey, if this whole idea of the inverted tree, of finding that deep anchor, gave you even a tiny moment of calm today, I would love for you to share that feeling. Let's create a little wave of calm together. Just drop the word rooted in the comments below, just to honor that feeling for yourself. And if you want to help that feeling stick around, here are a few really simple things you can do. Go ahead and hit the like button, almost like a little promise to yourself to hold on to this calm. If you can think of just one person who's going through a lot of change right now, share this with them. It might be exactly what they need to hear. And of course, make sure you're subscribed to Heart City so you and I can keep walking this path to inner peace together. So, now that we know there's something eternal to connect to, the big question is, how do we actually align with it? Well, in our next journey together, Krishna gets really specific. He reveals the divine and the not-so-divine qualities that live inside every single one of us. These are the very forces that can either lift us up into the light or pull us down into the dark. It's an incredibly powerful key for making better choices every single day. You are not going to want to miss it. Thank you so much for being here with me.